Freeze. You're under arrest for illegal livestock feeding. My pulse quickened as three bumbling fools in ill-fitting uniforms clicked real handcuffs around my wrists. This was happening right on my 500-acre family ranch, land we'd owned since 1943. The lead officer was sweating bullets, his flimsy plastic badge flaking off like cheap paint. Their squad car was nothing more than a rented sedan with a glaring rental company sticker on the bumper. Evelyn Hargrove, the HOA president, leaned out of her sleek black luxury SUV, filming the whole spectacle with a smug grin. At last, this is what happens when you ignore community guidelines, rancher. Rage simmered inside me as I watched Evelyn's hired goons fumble through a phony warrant. What these idiots didn't know about the unassuming rancher they were humiliating was that revenge was on the horizon, and it would be utterly ruinous. The name's Harlan Brooks, and if you'd crossed paths with me 6 months earlier, you'd have seen precisely what Evelyn wanted, a bewildered 58-year-old rancher who'd inherited his grandfather's spread and seemed clueless about legal intricacies. I'll let her assume that. Her fatal error. I relocated to Willow Creek County after my wife passed away, swapping the hustle of Austin for 400 acres of rolling Texas hill country. The morning breeze carried hints of sage and hay, while ancient live oaks groaned like weary elders in the evening wind. My grandfather's 1943 farmhouse stood tall with its wraparound porch, the American flag draped motionless in the thick air, and barn cats patrolling the grounds like tiny overlords. This was meant to be my serene retirement. Just me, the herd, and the crunch of gravel under well-worn boots. Then came the white luxury SUV with vanity plates cruising my fence line like a predator sensing vulnerability. Meet Evelyn Hargrove, 52, with a sharp blonde haircut that could cut glass and a smile that peddled charm like a seasoned salesperson. She'd arrived from Dallas 5 years prior, real estate credentials in hand and urban arrogance in tow. At the local diner, Rusty's, the old folks murmured that she'd dug into every property owner within 10 miles, compiling dossiers like a backyard intelligence agency. She ran a full check on you. Martha Jenkins told me over coffee, her calloused hands steady on the mug. Martha had taught school for 3 decades before retiring to the neighboring plot. Evelyn knows you came into money from Austin. Figures you're some rich city slicker pretending to be a cowboy. Ideal. Let her believe it. Evelyn had done her homework, all right. Records showed Harlan Brooks, fresh inheritance, Austin transplant. What slipped past her pricey investigator was what I'd actually done in Austin for 4 pivotal years. Mr. Brooks, she declared on her initial uninvited visit, clipboard gripped like a shield, her costly perfume clashing with the earthy scent of manure. We need to address aligning your property with community standards. I scratched my beard, embodying the perplexed farmer flawlessly. Ma'am, I'm not following. What standards? Animal smells, clearly. That machinery is a blight. Your land is pulling down our values. The blight was grandfather's 1952 tractor, meticulously cared for and purring smoother than her husband's council ethics. But I maintained a ruse. Well, grandfather never spoke of rules for tractors. Her grin turned shark-like. Times evolve, Mr. Brooks. We uphold standards now. Those standards landed via certified mail, violation notices on HOA stationery, menacing $500 daily penalties. What Evelyn overlooked about property law was that my ranch predated her HOA by 8 decades. Legally, her sway over my acres was zilch to laughable. Yet I kept that to myself, methodically logging every notice, every threat, every overstep. Old instincts die hard. The pattern of torment unfolded predictably. Anonymous tips to code enforcement about farm noise. Roosters at dawn, shocking. Safety flags on my century-old barn that had survived 3 storms. Fear began permeating the area as others grasped Evelyn's grasp. At Rusty's, talks quieted when she entered. Veterans backed me discreetly, but dreaded reprisals. Newcomers divided between allegiance and neutrality. Earl Dawson, a Vietnam veteran 2 miles out, shunned HOA membership and lent his workshop for confidential chats. That woman's scheming beyond an HOA. Earl confided, his soldier senses keen. Smells like a property snatch. Earl nailed it. Posing as a befuddled rancher at the courthouse, inquiring about rights, I uncovered oddities in HOA filings. That's when Evelyn escalated legal bullying to criminal territory. That's when she dialed the number that sealed her fate in federal lockup. 3 days post-fake arrest, Sheriff Harlan perched on my porch, head shaking as our coffee cooled. Bacon aroma from Martha's kitchen mingled with exhaust from genuine patrol vehicles that had flooded my land. Harlan, in 3 decades policing, this tops the idiocy chart, the sheriff said, scanning his report. Phony badges, rental car with stickers intact, and your HOA head filming like a director. I scratched my beard, feigning confusion. Sheriff, I'm still lost. Weren't those actual officers? Heck no. Tommy Brewster builds in Dallas. I phoned his employer. Posing as officers, that's a felony netting 5 years. In my prosecuting days against white-collar crooks, I'd handled akin cases where fraudsters wielded false authority to cow victims. They never grasped that mimicking cops triggered federal civil rights breaches. The sillier the offense, the fiercer the feds struck. But I nodded like a relieved rancher. Reckon I lucked out. You did. These fools face hard time. The neighborhood's response stunned. Within hours, doorbell cams from 6 homes capture the farce. By midday, a TikTok montage titled, HOA Boss Hires Phony Cops to Nab Rancher, near viral. But the shocker, Evelyn doubled down. No apology. Instead, an urgent HOA assembly that night, emails spinning the fake cops as misguided security during a standard check. The center reeked of cleaner and dread as residents crammed in. Evelyn at the podium in her power attire, spinning a crumbling tale. Neighbors, an external troublemaker endangers our values and safety, she proclaimed, jabbing at me like I bore contagion. Earl Dawson rose, his vet poise alert. Evelyn, you paid actors to cuff a man on his turf. That's not security. That's abduction light. The room ignited. Half aghast, half cowed. Tension thick as pre-storm mugginess. Then Martha Jenkins unleashed a revelation. While on issues, Martha cut in, her educator tone slicing chaos. I've queried HOA finances. 2 years of notes, and some spins don't add up. She brandished a thick folder, like this $3,500 monthly to Hargrove Security. Shares your name, Evelyn. Silence fell. You heard the AC battling Texas swelter and 40 held breaths. Evelyn's poise fractured like shoddy varnish. Legitimate fees for what? Earl cut off. I own a business. Produce invoices. Services rendered. I sat rearward, jotting like any worried owner, my prosecutor mind tallying fraud counts. Martha had unearthed a trail to demolish Evelyn's setup. Local reporter Rachel Thompson showed with crew, tipped anonymously on HOA quirks. Evelyn sent mixed with flop sweat dodging queries. Mrs. Hargrove, explain the phony cops and these money worries? No comment, Evelyn barked, hands quaking gathering papers. Damage inflicted. Post-meeting, lot clusters shared fiscal doubts, mismatched dues. Martha whispered en route to vehicles. Harlan, she's pilfered from us years. Gravel crunched underfoot amid chats as folks awoke to the con. Some rifled HOA docs, others phoned lawyers. Driving home, I pondered how schemes crumble. One thread pulled by steadfast people unravels all. What Evelyn ignored was she'd faked arrested someone who'd jailed her ilk for 4 years. The sham bust was her trouble's dawn. Next morn, Evelyn went ballistic. Feeding cattle, I heard diesel rumble. 3 news vans, Evelyn's SUV, a Dallas-plated sedan convoyed to tarnish me. She'd enlisted crisis pros. Exhaust blended with dew as Evelyn posed betwixt cameras in my land, in a blazer costing more than truck notes. This is the hazard I flagged, she told the news, waving at my herd like toxins. Mr. Brooks' unclean farming risks kids' health. Water pollution alone. I sauntered over, mug steaming, rustic bafflement perfect. Mornin' all. What's the fuss? Mr. Brooks, the reporter queried. Mrs. Hargrove alleges code breaches. Comment? I pondered, beard scratching. These cows drank that creek pre-coats. Grandfather said healthy stock means healthy soil. Behind lenses, her consultant scribbled madly. Their digs missed key Austin employment gaps. Mrs. Hargrove, I drawled politely, still puzzled on those fake officers. Hiring them. Knew they weren't legit? Her A blanched. Live TV. I'd linked her to felonies she evaded. Mr. Brooks misgrasped security norms. Evelyn faltered, forehead beating despite chill. By noon, Buzz hummed. Doorbell vids caught reporters grilling homeowners, most shocked at escalation. Anxious calls wafted from windows as values top talks. Earl stopped post-circus, oil, and wisdom scenting. Harlan, she's unhinged. Media on a neighbor? Peak madness. After, I courthouse bound for baffled rancher research. Martha met, folders armed, resolve of a teacher spotting cheats. Basement dusty with secrets, we poured over docs. Harlan, dear, jackpot, Martha whispered. Evelyn runs, shell, ops mafia envy. Bank trails showed, laundering beauty. HOA to Willow Creek Management, $4,500 monthly. Then to Hargrove Consulting, $200. Same P.O. box. I eyed papers, prosecutor cataloging while acting novice. Martha, pure theft. Worse, $850 drainage fee last year. Contractor phantom. Lines dead. In AG days, I nailed slicker schemes. Evelyn sloppy, assuming neighbors timid. Deadly slip. Then Martha's nuke. Harlan, corporate filings buried. Hand shook unfolding partnerships. Willow Creek Holdings at Evelyn's Dallas address. $50 million subdivision packed with Summit Builders. Adrenaline surged as pieces fit. Where's build site? She unrolled map, chilling me. 600 acres hill country, my 400 dead center. Lord, Martha. She's targeted my land from start. HOA hassles, fake cops, media, all psyops to force sale or condemnation pretext. But the destroyer. EMB studies done, zoning via hubby ties, funds escrowed. Needed my ranch. Harlan, more. Partners sunk $12 million. Miss Christmas, forfeit all. Basement silence thrummed with stakes. Not petty, organized crime in suburb guise. They'd vetted Harlan Brooks, found Austin Cash, assumed bully Able City cowboy. That miss would cost dear. Media ploy boomeranged. Hours post-air, neighbors queried. If Harlan's issue, why fake cops? Facebook locals blew with doorbell comps of Evelyn's 3-year torments. Desperation stench beat Martha's coffee as ex-supporters quizzed judgment. But Evelyn persisted. Brazen dumb, hired PIs. Mending fence, tinted SUV parked opposite. Obvious stakeout, screaming surveillance. Team, 3 days, snapped cows, measured boundaries, grilled neighbors on my past crimes. Chatted Martha, Earl mailman. Ended uniform. Harlan Brooks, spotless, quiet. Austin Air, sought peace post-wife. Sealed Gov job records blocked them, frustrating info. Meanwhile, Martha and I courthouse digged, concerned citizens posing innocent queries. Clerks aided sweet teacher and polite rancher. Struck gold. Harlan, Martha whispered. Originals, HOA filings, county versus state differ. Justice tasted sweet, eyeing papers. Amateur fraud. Versions varied finances, borders. Martha, every HOA move 3 years illegal. No authority for 1 cent. Personal twist. Notes on fast land by investor deadlines. Evelyn not random. Hard timeline. Investor packed. $12 million on guaranteed grab by December 31st. 6 weeks. Basement pressurized. Evelyn cornered financially, dangerously so. Evening, Evelyn's desperate play. Emergency meet, stuffing center with outsiders from subdivisions, vested in area values. Fear and bargain sent as she podiumed in armor suit. Makeup, desperate zeal. Neighbors, community peril, she boomed. Mr. Brooks hires Austin lawyers for baseless suits on hardworking folk. I rear sat, noting as she cast me wealthy tyrant bankrupting innocence. Irony barbecue thick. He's drained thousands defending his lies, she ranted fervently. Murmurs nervous as folks digested. Earl rose, silencing. Evelyn, you actor cuffed him. Now Gripey might sue. Like hitting and mad at fist bruise. Laughter nervous to serious whispers. Questions on finances, authority, president's power. Evelyn's eyes panicked. Poise peeling, revealing desperation. Out of time, cash, options, primed for stupidity. I was prepared. Martha and I basement hunted like prospectors. 5 hours, musty files hum, fluorescent buzz, we nabbed Enderdoc. Harlan, got her, Martha whispered, hands quaking, spreading in corporations like trial proof. Whole HOA fraud. I squinted, feigning confusion, heart racing. Explain, Martha? Filings incomplete legally. Her finger traced SIGs, dates deceptive. State recs unmet. No elections, bylaws, authority zero. Air electric. Notices, fines, threats, worthless. So, HOA fake? She's stolen 3 years. Martha's outrage, educator sharp, spotting exam cheats. Bank trails, painted crime. $180,000, HOA shuffled for companies. All hers. Criminal merry-go-round, laundering dues. Martha, crime show stuff. Worse, drainage assess, $36,550. Company ghost. Victory suite tallying feds. Mail/wire fraud, conspiracy, rights from fake bust. Martha, finale. Correspondence, Evelyn partners. Land grab years. Waited grandfather death for cheap buy. Blood-iced reading emails, timelines, deadlines. Inheritance, derailed auction. Empire teetered. Miss Ranch Christmas? Martha appointed agreements. Refund plus 15% penalty. $14M plus owed. Papers rustled with pulse. Evelyn desperate to avert ruin. Martha, authorities time. Bigger than local. FBI? Wide-eyed. Must. Fake agencies stealing federal. Gathering. Thought how it'd unfold, unlike Evelyn expected. She'd seen quiet rancher with cash. Unaware crimes before one, knowing agencies, statutes. Time for federal intro. Next morn, porch with Martha, spreading pilfer docs like potluck prep over grandfather's table. Harlan, organized pre-authorities. Martha said teacher mode on. Can't dump mess on FBI desk. Bacon wafted as I mental listed violations, keeping baffled act. Right, Martha. Library fraud reads, say, document specific. AG days, taught strong cases via meticulous org. Prosecutors adore, self-documenting crooks. Evelyn thorough. Earl arrived, coffee in rattling toolbox. Evidence security aid, he said spy cam out. Martha puzzled. Where from? Amazon, Martha. Modern wonders. Earl winked, hinting evidence savvy. Evelyn's heels clicked frantic across floors. Neighborhood AM tune. Through Earl's lens, shredding, desperate Dallas calls. Meltdown full. Earl noted positioning. All-night box moves to storage. Perfect. Pressure spawns errors. Martha, fraud statutes research. I said library books out. Mail/electronic theft via fake orgs. Federal RICO. Martha, noted exam prep. RICO? Racketeer influenced corrupt organizations. Fake biz for crimes equals organized crime treatment. Nugget slipped. Didn't say RICO mandates mints, seizes assets. RICO jails, strips all crime linked. Annual HOA meet Friday, Impact Prime. Martha booked center, invited 5 Mile owners. Called news, she beamed. Exposing HOA finance quirks. Crew Friday. Satisfaction hid. TV arrest dramatic. Earl surveillance, scoped panic. Lot meets with partners, heated. Blonde roots showed, outfits rumpled. Collapse signs. Harlan. Martha eyed statements, glasses on. Found key. False tax assesses inflating values. Fed crime, IRS criminal join. Serious, I said, amateur act. Include FBI report. Irony tasty. Building case pretending library law learn. Thursday PM, Martha finished 3-year evidence folders, teacher precise. Statements, regs, invoices, forges, prosecutor dream for Texas biggest HOA fraud. Harlan, best doc I've seen, she proud, unaware history maker. Martha's cookies mixed anticipation pre-Friday reveal. Fed's audience positioned, warrants ready post-exposure. Earl tested audio, court clear. Admissibility knowledge? Martha suspicious. Law shows, Earl smooth. Friday Eve loomed. After 6-month baffled play, time Evelyn met real me. Justice federal sharp. Thursday a.m. Evelyn's world detonated 1 call, audible, 3 homes. Feeding heard, shrieks pierced air. Windows open, voice banshee, crystal shattering marble. Martha phoned quarter hour. Harlan, here now. Evelyn knows you. Found Martha pacing kitchen, coffee cold, paper quaking. Dallas lawyer deep digged. 6 months, but sealed records accessed. Burnt coffee mixed anticipation as words hung. Cover cracked post 6-month play. What found, Martha? Eyes awe-embarrassed. Harlan Brooks, Texas AG 2015 to 2019, white-collar/organized fraud specialist. Kitchen silence pre-lightning. Through curtains, Evelyn's SUV, gravel-sprayed exit. Lord, Harlan, Martha whispered, chair sinking. Months explaining basics to state crime prosecutor. Grin escaped her mortification. Martha, your aid priceless. Community impact needed your insight. But knew her violations day one, right? Every statute, RICO, rights abuse. Built case letting her evidence intent. Phone buzzhornet-like. Texts flooded, news neighborhood swift as church gossip. Quiet rancher innocent querier was ex-AG jailing organized crooks. Earl minutes later, poised sharper. Harlan, Evelyn's chaos. AM partner screams on security fails. Twist dangerous, no-cut losses, full insane. Not fleeing, Earl reported, gear adjusting. Hired Dallas toughs, county supporters, crazy Friday plan. Adrenaline tongue, overheard calls. Accused prosecutorial misconduct, power abuse, gov resources vendetta, turn community pre-evidence. Martha calculated, but identity boosts credibility? Depends spin. Claims illegal probe, framing innocent via insider. Irony choking. 6 months hid expertise, now weaponized. Hours, speculation buzzed. Some vindicated, expert versus corruption. Others manipulated. Why hide? Uncertainty, humid pre-storm. Evening, Evelyn counter. Guards property, subdivision arrivals fancy cars. Media consultant, gov overreach victim narrative. Harlan, Earl radio chattered security. Pack meet outsiders. Political rally on abuse. Grandfather's porch creaked with crickets as final pondered. 6 months, Evelyn underestimated questioning overwhelmed rancher. Now new. War prep versus surrender. Martha porch joined, coffee fresh, teacher resolve bully facing. Harlan, AG or clown, she stole community. Friday faces consequences. Sage-scented air promised justice. Ex-prosecutors don't retire, target better. Friday, AM war-scented. Evelyn's army, neighborhood overrun. By 8, property campaign, HQ mercenary. Dallas SUVs, catering disguised command, security for coup. Snapped utterly. Harlan, Earl Bynock reported, tension soldier spotting foe. Pro-agitators. Not neighbors, paid riot vets. Coffee bittered watching Evelyn direct army, Napoleon Waterloo. White suit truck costly, gesturing as consultant film bites. Martha casserole brought, grim teacher nightmare facing. Harlan, half neighbor scared off. Evelyn AM calls claim you power abuse destroying families. Twist chilling, phone rang cold-blooding. Harlan Brooks, voice official. Detective Morrison, Austin PD affairs. Allegations unauthorized probes via state resources. Cease pending review. Pulse eared implications. Evelyn neutralized me. Detective, retired 2 years. No resources. Sir evidence he used contacts sealed info vendettas. Further? Charges. Post-hang, stared Martha. Earl, prosecutor disbarred feeling. They've crippled me. Present evidence? Claims illegal obtain via connections. Martha paled. But legit, public records. Irrelevant. Doubt created. Feds drop versus risk tainted case. Defeat stench coffee stronger. Couldn't beat evidence. Messenger radioactive. Earl radio crackled intercept. Target down. Crowd ops proceed. Harlan grim. Not disrupt. Arrest you feds. Phone buzz clarifying. Mr. Brooks, Agent Thompson FBI. Stand down affairs review. No backup. Avoid appearance. Bureaucratic maneuver Machiavelli proud. Called cavalry off. Martha, older feeling. Postpone sand support. Affairs neck? No. Martha's voice steel 30-year bully facing. Harlan, AG or not, I'm educator documented crime. My neighbors, community, evidence. Afternoon sun shifted as fear sides chosen over facts. Evelyn campaign worked. Half saw corrupt ex-poll, corrupt revenge. Earl surveillance final twist. Fed center, but arrest me. Harlan, 6 marshals warrants. Evelyn convinced illegal surveillance, unauthorized resources. Irony poison. 6-month perfect case. Arrested own presentation. System turned. Martha analyzed chess. But one uncontrollable. Truth. My evidence, independent position. Evening, sage-scented vindication / disaster promise. Sunset over grandfather's land. Choice. Hide let win. Or trap walk trust truth politics. Martha arm gripped strong. Harlan refused bully land theft. Enough? Center courtroom nightmare. 200 crammed half capacity. Evelyn paid front row jury. Tension cologne scented Dallas security earpieces. Exits guarded. Wishing elsewhere. Marshals walls positioned. Arrest me step wrong. Entered grandfather's church garb. Washed up pole. Bullying suburbs as Evelyn wanted. There, Evelyn podium pointed plague-like. Corrupt ex-AG, terrorizing via power. Supporters outrage orchestrated. Real neighbors, stunned silence. Artificial anger smoke-like. Then Martha stood. Evelyn, her voice cafeteria silencing. Facts deserved, pre-accusations. Mrs. Jenkins, Evelyn condescended. Harlan manipulated you connections, but dear. Martha cut. 30-year teaching spots manipulation. Its podium behind. Martha front-walked folders mass destruction. Want corruption? 3-year finances hair curling. Silent, but AC hum versus body's heat. Tension. This woman, Martha table spread statements card dealing. Stole via fraudulent HOA. Evelyn consultant panicked. Script off. Mrs. Jenkins confuses complex. Confused? Martha laughed, lying teen facing. Read statements fine. Embezzled $180,000 fake companies. Murmurs rippled, forward-leaning, see evidence. Flop sweat, overpowered Evelyn perfume. Earl back rows, poise attention commanding. Martha right. 3-year footage her crimes. Footage? Evelyn shrieked. Illegal. Privacy violate. Ma'am, Earl calm. Doorbells legal. Recorded 3-year crimes. Realized opening. Not AG presenting. Neighbor supporting citizen evidence. Stood. Eyes laser-focused. Folks, no Evelyn backgrounds this, but evidence self-speaking presenter relevant. Corrupt power abuser, paid shout. Actually, rancher neighbor hired fake, cops arrest cattle feeding. Room erupted viral vids recall. Phones out recording tide shift river course. Fake incident misunderstanding. Evelyn screamed, poise, paint cracking. Misunderstanding? Martha laughed. Actors impersonate officers? Federal felony. Security moved exits realizing plan fail. Marshals confused. Target problem supposed, but evidence devastating investigation base. Mic drop. Evelyn, prosecutor voice, chaos knifing. 6-month Harlan research missed vital. Froze deer headlights. Found AG, but unchecked case specialty. Pause silence build. For years prosecuting organized crime, racketeering, financial fraud. Not rancher fight. War on prison putting you likes. Room exploded flashes. Marshals wrong place realization wrong person. Evelyn collapsed, real-time justice hit. 6 months later, grandfather's porch restored. Sunrise gilding hills. Martha coffee breeze pasture wafting. Evelyn Hargrove, 18-month federal min SEC. Not 25 hoped, but empire destroying. Husband lost counsel, license, Dallas car sales, life rethinking. Partners $4.2 million settlements, families refunds plus damages. Subdivision canceled, 600 acres Hill Preserve concrete free. Martha, unofficial mayor, monthly potlucks uniting versus dividing. Earl legit watch, military zero crime. Setter X downfall now Brooks Rural Defense Fund, free HOA abuse, aid nationwide. Martha, office managed teacher efficient. Earl security consults bully fighting families. Harlan, Martha window called. News interview congressional testimony week. Waived, barn cat lap scratching prime. Rights legislation bipartisan, Congress moving. Politicians see HOA hits red/blue. Emails attorneys countrywide consult similar. Ex-prosecutors, HOA downing demand high. Who knew? Ranch sustainable model. Solar full power. Farmhouse workshops, rights teaching landowners. Victory personal. Grief to purpose. Skills protecting families abuse. Wife love bully comeuppance poetic. Laura Chun. Case prosecutor. Ranch frequent. Romance slow Rico/civil talks. Untraditional. Us fitting. Harlan, Earl Barn called. Documentary, crew, final interview. Emmy Doc, HOA Wars National Convo Corruption Rights. Story Law School, must read. Patience Evidence Drama, Destroying Enterprises. Lesson Key, document all. Rights Research. Feds love self-evidencing crooks. Smarter than system thinkers prove stupidity. Barn Cats, Mauser Army Rodent Control, 400 peaceful acres. Cattle grazed, HOA free, developer free, fake free. Evening, neighbors barbecue arrived. Evidence sessions to community fate. Mesquite smoke laughter mixed. Kids games pre-HOA noise bans. Harlan, Martha porch share cookies famous. Still unbelievable Manila determination, down, organization. Martha, most work you. I statute new. Sunset grandfather's land, sage-scented, justice satisfaction. Sometimes revenge, ensuring bully consequences, communities stronger heal. And that's how Evelyn, thinking intimidating simple rancher, discovered federal crimes before ex-Texas AG. Harlan turned fake stunt to 18-month sentence. Real lesson, win not AG, patience, everything document, neighbors Martha/Earl, case build trust. Biggest mistake, not fake hire, underestimating ordinary abuse refusing people. Teacher instinct, vet discipline, quiet determination beat organized crime always. If facing HOA tyrant, remember, no law degree needed, institutional bully beat. Just patience, documentation, right stand courage. How far to protect family land from neighborhood tyrants? Share opinions, comments, especially violence, injustice, life. Take stand, express views.